The Heisman Trophy is awarded annually to the top player in college football. It was created by the Downtown Athletic Club and named for the recently deceased director of that club when it was originally given in 1935. The Heisman's been given to a variety of players, although mostly quarterbacks and running backs have won it. While no guarantee of success at the professional level, 25 Heisman winners have been selected first overall. Today, we will focus on the 11 most recent players to accomplish this feat, with apologies to the Angelo Bertellis and Jay Berwangers of the world. Before that, if you're constantly thinking about football history and facts, please like and subscribe to this channel. Always be thinking football. Let's get to the list. Vincent Edward Jackson, better known as Bo, rushed for 1,786 yards, 17 touchdowns for Auburn in 1985. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers selected him number 1 overall in the '86 draft. However, an NCAA violation committed by the Bucs caused Bo to miss his remaining baseball season, and this caused Bo to spurn Tampa and instead play baseball for the Kansas City Royals. The next season, the Los Angeles Raiders were able to come to terms with Jackson, allowing him to play baseball until his season finished, and then join their football team mid-season. Bo electrified both sports for a short time before a hip injury and subsequent complications forced his retirement from pro football and severely hampered his baseball career as well. While Bo had a short professional sports career, it was nonetheless unforgettable. Vincent Frank Testaverde quarterbacked the 1986 Miami Hurricanes to an 11-0 regular season record, tossing a nation-leading 26 touchdowns and capturing the Heisman Trophy. Again, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had the number 1 overall pick, and they used it to acquire Vinny's services in 1987. Far from a success in Tampa, Vinny led the league in interceptions in his second and third seasons and moved on to Cleveland after the 1992 campaign. From there, Vinny proved to be a resilient NFL quarterback, sticking with the Browns/Ravens until 1998, being a bona fide starter for the Jets for a few years, and finishing up his career as a capable backup in his 40s. From 1987 to 2001, no Heisman winner was drafted first overall. That streak was broken by another USC Trojan quarterback, Carson Palmer. After throwing 33 touchdowns and only 10 interceptions for Pete Carroll's squad, Palmer was picked to lead the Cincinnati Bengals in 2003. Perhaps as physically gifted as anyone to ever play the position, Palmer exploded in 2005, leading the league with 32 touchdowns and guiding the Bengals to their first playoff appearance since 1990. Unfortunately, on Palmer's first pass in the wildcard game versus Pittsburgh, disaster struck. A questionable low hit blew his knee out, and the Bengals lost to the eventual Super Bowl champs. While Palmer fully recovered and played many more years for the Bengals and Cardinals and eventually the Raiders, many still wonder if Palmer would have accomplished more had he not suffered that knee injury early in his career. In 2008, Sam Bradford connected for 50 touchdown passes, leading the country in both touchdown passes and passer rating, piloting the Oklahoma Sooners to the national championship berth, and collecting a Heisman Trophy as well. Multiple shoulder injuries during the 2009 season caused him to only play 3 games that year. That didn't deter the St. Louis Rams from making Bradford the number 1 choice in the 2010 draft. Bradford was named Offensive Rookie of the Year after his debut season. Unfortunately for him, that was about as good as it got. Injuries and mediocre play limited him to only 83 games over 9 seasons and no playoff appearances. After transferring from Florida to Auburn, Cam Newton submitted a monster season in 2010, guiding the Tigers to an undefeated season, including a wild win at Alabama in the Iron Bowl. Cam rushed for an SEC-leading 1,473 yards and 20 touchdowns, while also throwing 30 touchdown passes. After winning the BCS National Championship game versus Oregon, Newton was selected number 1 overall by the Carolina Panthers. Cam made an immediate impact, winning Offensive Rookie of the Year honors. In 2015, he piloted the Panthers to a 15-1 record in a Super Bowl appearance. The effort was enough to earn him the MVP award. After that season, Cam only made 1 more playoff appearance, eventually playing his last game in 2021 with the Panthers after being the Patriots quarterback for the 2020 campaign. Florida State Seminole quarterback Jameis Winston exploded on the college football scene in 2013, guiding his team to an undefeated season a national title, and picking up the hardware from the Downtown Athletic Club along the way. Winston submitted a solid follow-up season in 2014, even though he threw an ominous 18 interceptions. Tampa was sold on him, however, and made him the top pick of the 2015 draft. In 5 seasons with the club, Winston consistently threw for a lot of yards, but also committed a lot of turnovers. Winston then started 10 games over 4 seasons with the Saints. Recently, he was elevated to starter with the Browns due to Deshaun Watson's season-ending injury. Baker Mayfield capped off a legendary career as an Oklahoma Sooner with the Heisman Trophy in 2017. Despite being in a draft that included Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, Baker was selected first overall by the Cleveland Browns in 2018. Mayfield went to a Browns club that had won just 1 game in their previous 2 seasons combined. In his first start, he led the team to a win over the Jets and an end to a 19-game losing streak. In Baker's 3rd season, he guided the Browns to their first postseason berth since 2002. After a down season in 2021, Cleveland decided to dump Mayfield for Deshaun Watson. Baker bounced from Carolina to the Rams, finally landing in Tampa, where he again reached the postseason. The year after Baker won the Heisman for Oklahoma, Kyler Murray repeated the feat. Throwing for 42 touchdowns, in addition to rushing for 1,000 yards, made Kyler an obvious choice to take home the hardware. Despite having just drafted Josh Rosen high in the first round, the Arizona Cardinals did not hesitate to invest in the number 1 overall pick to acquire Murray. Kyler has at times seemed worthy of that investment. He was good enough his first year to earn Offensive Rookie of the Year honors. In his 3rd season, he was victorious in 9 of the 14 games he started, which helped the Cardinals qualify for the postseason. His 2022 season was cut short by a knee injury that also kept him out of part of 2023. While electric when healthy, it remains to be seen if Kyler can be a consistently impactful starting quarterback. In 2019, Joe Burrow exploded for Louisiana State University, tossing a then record 60 touchdowns in addition to 5,671 yards. He led the Tigers to an undefeated record and a national championship win over Trevor Lawrence and Clemson. Along the way, he was awarded the Heisman Trophy. The Cincinnati Bengals were happy to make Joe Burrow the first pick in the 2020 draft, and to date, they have not regretted it. After tearing his ACL early in his rookie season, Burrow has consistently been among the elite quarterbacks in the NFL. He guided the Bengals to the Super Bowl in his 2nd year, knocking off Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City to capture the AFC Championship. He also won 2 playoff games the next year, including a contest against Josh Allen in Buffalo. If his current trajectory continues, Burrow will be enshrined in Canton someday. Alabama won back-to-back Heisman trophies, the second of which was awarded to Bryce Young in 2021. Young led the SEC with 47 touchdown throws that year, leading the Crimson Tide to a national championship berth against Georgia. After a solid 2022 season for Nick Saban's squad, the Carolina Panthers traded up in the 2022 draft to secure Bryce with the first pick. Through halfway into the 2024 NFL season, Young's professional career has been a disaster. He's only thrown 13 touchdowns and has 15 interceptions thus far. That brings us to the 2022 Heisman Trophy winner, Caleb Williams from the University of Southern California. In his sophomore season, Williams led the nation with 42 touchdown throws and also scampered for 10 rushing touchdowns. His teams did not achieve on the level of some other Heisman winners, but the strength of his individual stats was enough to earn him the hardware. The Bears used the number 1 overall pick acquired from the Panthers in the Bryce Young draft to obtain Caleb's services in the 2024 draft. 2023 Heisman winner Jaden Daniels was chosen with the next pick. It remains to be seen if Caleb Williams can be the impact passer the Bears seem to never ever have. Please comment below on a subject or list you think about, and maybe we'll make a video for you. Thanks for watching, and remember, always be thinking football.